Alright, so this is it, day 2 of Reptilian Nation, Denver, June of 2019. As a matter of fact, I went yesterday, had a really good day, pretty much sold out of probably half my snakes in my display case. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to refill some of those empty slots with some new snakes. I was kind of going through and seeing what I have, and the only thing I really have is eggs fresh in the incubator. I don't know what this crazy snake is doing. For some reason, he's just kind of going crazy. So this is actually a fire pied, which is, it looks kind of like, just like a pied, except the fire gene is a lightener and enhancer. And you'll notice that right in here, the black spots are really enhanced. So it's not your typical pied color, it's got the fire gene in it. And the fire is kind of interesting too, because what it does is if you mix a fire and a fire, you get 2 copies of the genes. What you get is a pure white snake, a super fire. Super fires are pretty awesome. And what I actually did is I bred this fire pied to a normal, and what you get for the babies, everything is 100% head pied. Half the babies carry the fire gene, and I actually peeked in my incubator and those snakes are out of the egg. What I want to do is I want to look in there and get those hatchlings out and put them in the show, straight from the incubator to the show. And let me tell you, I would not recommend doing that on a regular basis. The only reason I'm doing this is because it's real early in the season and everyone wants to buy my snakes, and what I'm basically selling my snakes with a disclaimer saying, hey, these snakes are just out of the incubator. It's either I can take care of them and get them feeding, or you can, and you really need some experience. I would say the first few meals need to be live mouse hoppers, like probably between a fuzzy and a hopper, a small live mice, usually for the first 5 or 6 meals, and then you can switch over to a frozen thawed mouse, and then from there go over to rats later on. You pretty much feed them once a week, so it's a little bit trickier, and in some cases I'd say 1 out of 100 needs to be assist fed. And for hatchlings, you really don't want them to run out of water, so I pretty much go through this disclaimer every time I'm selling it. But as a matter of fact, I've been selling a lot of these hatchlings right out of the incubator, and people are just gobbling them up because I can offer them at a significant discount. I don't have any money in food or bedding or time. It's really, you know, it doesn't, I don't have the cost associated with, you know, taking care of them, getting them feeding and cleaning them, bringing them into the show. But by the time the fall show rolls around, I have a lot of work into them. I have to increase the prices. So right now you can get a really cheap snake, but on the flip side, there's a little bit more advanced maintenance that goes along with them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you that clutch of eggs, and then we are going to hit the road and go to Reptilian Nation. Alright, so here we go. This is a brand new box of eggs out of the incubator. There is nothing more exciting than pulling brand new baby snakes out of these boxes. Take a look at this, and wow, looks like we have a bunch of snakes, and they are all out of the eggshells here. And the funny thing is, at first glance, if you're not used to the fire gene, take a look at this. These probably look mostly like normals. If you're not used to the fire gene, it is a really subtle morph as a standalone gene. And let's see, it looks like we have multiple fires. I would say these are all fires and maybe 2 normals. So if you take a look at the difference between a fire and a normal, take a look at that. The size of the fire over here, I would say this is a fire. They're definitely lightened. You can see it's a lightener and an enhancer. It lightens everything and it enhances the colors of the yellows. You can see right along the back, it's a little bit, I don't know if you can really tell the difference, but you can see a little bit of highlighting in here. And sometimes you'll see flaming coming up the sides. You really won't see alien heads like you do here in a normal ball python. And the alien heads, if we can find a good one, it looks like the head of an alien. That's pretty the telltale sign of a normal. So it looks like we did really well. These are the fires right here. I would say these are all fires. Take a look at those. Those are some good looking snakes. Alright, take a look at this. So I actually put those 6 snakes in here. Made a little bit of a dent, but I have still quite a few empty spots. Filled it up pretty good. Still have 3 bamboos left on the second day of the show. It's looking pretty good. All right, so I sold a few snakes. I'm gonna do a quick tour of the show. Let's see what we can see. Lots of tarantulas. Lots of boas. Nice. Kind of got my eye on this one. Nice. Looks like we have some artwork here. This is really cool. Take a look at that. I like that one. That's pretty cool. This is kind of interesting. Take a look at this beast. Awesome. Yeah. Got some retics. Is this a retic or a Burmese?
Burmese.
Oh, that's what I thought. Nice. Wow, this one's pretty crazy. Look at that one. Wow, these are big snakes. There's a bunch of people. Oh, let's see what's over here. Oh, look at that. Tiny tadpole. Cool. Oh, look at this. Little tiny frogs.
It's honestly the time of the tadpoles. If you look, we got more than 200.
That's crazy. These are really cool. Look at those frogs.
You guys have any questions? So here's
Awesome. See what we have over here. Someone's hungry.
10 inches on the Russian.
Wow, these are pretty cool.
Yeah, exactly.
That's some cool colors. Yeah. There. Some beauties.
What are you doing?
What's going on?
Not much. How you doing, Chris?
Good. Got some tortoises. Got some redfoots.
Is that your next venture?
Yeah, maybe sulcatas.
Maybe a sulcata? Nice.
Yeah. I like the big ones. Oh, bamboo. My competition right here.
HRA bamboo.
Oh, exotic. All right, let's take a look at these. Crazy.
Scales on them and a little more aggressive.
bedding. All right. Interesting. Hey, what's up? How's it going? Some awesome retics.
You just walk by.
Beautiful.
What would I get?
There's a
Well, yeah, you gotta
sandal.
do the internet one. Go to World of Ball Python Genetic Wizard. Online you calculate.
Awesome. I'll take a look at this one.
They must be down. Yeah, that's not usual.
Excuse me.
Yeah, then we got the jewel for a little bit.
Your money.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Smile. There we go.
Smile for the camera.
Nope. Look back.
That is really cool. Cool.
I don't think so. And honestly, you know the isopods and springtails, the stuff you put at the bottom, they will eat mites, parasites. They will eat the food. Yeah, exactly. So, I don't think you gotta worry about that. But if you guys don't know, you guys gotta just skip on this system.
These are interesting.
But still, get a pump sprayer like this.
Crystal skull. Oh, It's a big tegu. All right, so tell me what kind of snake that is.
This is a white-sided patternless bull snake.
Nice. That's awesome. And which one was that?
This is an Illinois Kankakee bull.
Nice. Thanks.
That's a smaller version right there.
Okay, I will.
Yeah.
What is it?
Sorry? Death to Honey and OK.Naomi.
Okay. I will.
Like that, just like there.
Got some tarantulas.
I really believe they're like we're like 25
Wow, take a look at that.
We deliver two if needed, so. Also, this is like 120.
So that's crickets. Let's see what's over here. Wow, look at this. That's pretty wild. Got some beer. Some boas. How's it going?
I don't know, dude.
Closures. Normal het pied. Cool. Oh, yeah, that's better. want to show you these butterflies over here. These are pretty cool. They look like they're pretty popular. Oh, take a look at this.
¿Te gusta azul o una así? Azul. ¿Ese no le gustó más?
Sí, también bonito.
¿Vas a dar vuelta así?
Interesting displays. How's it going?
Good, how about you?
Good. Those are pretty cool.
You feel me?
Yeah. Ooh, this one looks scary.
Well, we'll see.
Alright.
Still brown.
Alright, so we're coming back to where we were. Let's go down this row. See what they have over here. Wow, look at this one. Ooh, a blood python. Nice. Green tree. How's it going?
How you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Good.
Yeah.
You guys staying busy over there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, good.
Really busy.
Good,
yeah.
good, yeah. Nice to hear.
Yeah.
See you later, man.
Yeah. See you. Nice. Some bigger snakes. Pac-Mans. See what they have over here. Ooh, VPI. Check this out. Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good. Some t-shirts. Ooh, they got a pied male. Little white pied.
Pumpkin patch.
Wow, look at that snake. What kind of snake is that?
This is a red tiger bull snake.
Nice. All right, awesome. And here's the table. All right, so that was an incredible reptile show, Reptilian Nation, the second day. There's quite a few people there. It was a really good turnout. And what I'm gonna do at the end of this video is I put a little camera up behind me and I want to show you a slideshow. It took a picture about every 7 minutes. So you'll be able to see if yourself or maybe some people that you know, maybe your friends or family. The slideshow is always pretty interesting. As a matter of fact, a lot of people came up to me in the show and said, hey, are you gonna do a slideshow on this one? I said, definitely. I will have the slideshow at the end of this video, which is pretty cool. And probably the #1 question that most people ask me was, hey, don't you have a YouTube channel? As a matter of fact, I do have a YouTube channel and I put out videos about snakes and ball pythons here on YouTube every single day at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time in the US of A. So it definitely keeps me busy putting out daily videos day after day, topics mainly revolving around ball pythons and snakes in general. And another, probably one of the biggest disappointments I'd say of the show is a lot of people were really disappointed. They came up to my table early the first day and they were looking through the snakes and they said, I want to really buy the snake, but I want to see what everyone else has. I'm going to do a loop around the show and I'll be back to buy that snake. Let me tell you, by the time they did the loop, came back to the table, in most cases that snake was sold. And within the first, I'd say 3 or 4 hours, on the first day, I sold like 15 snakes. And let me tell you, there were a lot of people extremely disappointed that they had their eye on a snake. And let me tell you, if you see a snake and you want to buy it, really in these reptile shows, you have to act pretty fast, especially with ball pythons, because everyone's kind of dealing in their own specific morphs. And I kind of specialize in the bamboo stuff and some other specialized stuff that not a lot of people have. So if you see something, you kind of have to really jump on it pretty quick. And the interesting thing was I was selling those ball python hatchlings fresh out of the incubator. I was telling people how the complexities of feeding something like that, and that you need to do live mouse hoppers. There was quite a few people that says, you know, if I fed a live mouse and the snake didn't eat it, I'd end up with an aquarium full of mice and they would all have names. I thought that was pretty incredible. And there's some that says I absolutely cannot feed a live mouse, and you know, I respect that, and I was glad to inform those people up front and tell them the challenges of dealing with some of these brand new ball pythons right out of the egg. So that was pretty interesting. It was a really good show. I sold an incredible amount of snakes. I think between the 2 days I sold about 20 snakes, which is pretty incredible. And I have quite a few more eggs in the incubator. I have, I think, 3 more females that are gonna lay clutches. Probably about 50 more hatchlings yet to come before the fall shows, depending on what I sell on the next show. So the next show is Denver Repticon, 1 week away, just 1 week. And I'll be at the next show. As a matter of fact, there's some people that had an eye on some of my snakes that I actually still have, and I'll see you at the Denver Repticon in 1 week. That is June 15th and 16th, 2019. I will definitely be there with my snakes. So I'm going to leave you with the slideshow. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.